Good afternoon and welcome to today's coverage of the Pitching In Northern Premier League, live from the Schooner Stadium as Atherton Collieries take on Marine. After a disappointing defeat at Liversedge last week, Marine dropped to 8th in the Northern Premier League, but will be looking to pick up where they left off following a 4-1 victory over a young Everton side in the Liverpool Senior Cup. Today's opponents, Atherton Collieries, are currently 15th in the Northern Premier League, but did pick up a great 3 points on Tuesday night, beating Radcliffe away. Commentating for you today is me, Luke Feather, and I'm joined by Tom Wardle. So it was a different task on Tuesday night against Everton. What differences do you expect to see today, Tom?
Obviously, I think you're going to see a much more physical Collieries side. We were saying before the game that if we're going to keep that playoff push and that momentum going forward, it has to be nothing less than 3 points this afternoon. And obviously we're going back to reverse fixture early in the season, that 4-0 victory, and I hope Marine will be looking for more of the same today.
So it's no secret, it was a quite disappointing performance last Saturday away at Liversedge. Conditions didn't really suit Marine. Just looking at the pitch today, what sort of game, what sort of style are you expecting to see from Neil Young's side today, Tom?
I think he wanted to get the ball on the deck a little bit more. He said that in his interview after the game, that a few too many aimless balls going out and just not really gelling as a team. I think that's what I want to see today, just a bit more commitment out there and a bit more of the Marine team that we've seen for the first half of the season.
So we are a few minutes away from kick-off, so I'll just run through the two teams, starting with the home side. So in goal, it's number 1, Mackenzie Chapman. Number 2, Adam Rooney. Number 3, Joel Amado. Number 4, Aaron Pettiford. Number 5, the captain, Danny Lafferty. Number 6, Luca de Freitas Hansen. Number 7, Adam Hort. Number 8, Jack Lenahan. Number 9, Bailey Thompson. Number 10, Jay Fitzmartin. And number 11, Marcus Cassani. On the bench, it's number 12, Ben Hardcastle. Number 14, Gareth Peat. Number 15, Clive Smith. Number 16, Ollie Brown. And number 17, Jesse Eberselli. And for Marine, in goal, it's number 1, Bailey Passant. Number 2, Josh Solomon Davis. Number 3, Joe Bunny. Number 4, Mark Howarth. Number 5, a new signing, Will Johnson. Number 6, Johnny Spittle. Number 7, Ben Hodkinson. Number 8, Charlie Doyle, the captain today. Number 9, Louis Britton. Number 10, Sol Solomon. And number 11, Jordan Lussey. On the bench, it's number 12, Sean Smith. Number 14, James Barragan. Number 15, Lucas Weir. Number 16, Anthony Miley. And number 13, Germano Mendes. So looking at that team there, Tom, we expect Mark Howarth to be in midfield. But other than that, how are you expecting Marine to line up?
Yeah, you mentioned Mark Howarth stepping into midfield. Obviously, the game to forget last Saturday at the back four, but he stepped up really well in the week in that holding midfield role. So I'm excited to see more of him today. Looks like Joe Bunny will be slotting in at left back again, like he did on Tuesday. And a new signing, William Johnson, thrown straight into the start 11. So we'll see how he gets on this afternoon.
Big opportunity for Mark Howarth if he is starting in midfield as we expect. He's been one of the main casualties of Marine's defensive injury crisis over the last couple of years. But we saw on Tuesday night just how influential he can be in that deep line midfield role. Scored a lovely goal to make it 1-0, then provided the assist for Louis Britton. A fantastic through ball with the outside of his boot. The two teams are just making their way out onto the pitch. Atherton Collieries in their home strip of white, black shorts and red socks. Marine in all blue today. Atherton keeper Mackenzie Chapman wearing all green. Bailey Passant in his usual orange strip. There's a good away following for Marine today, as we do pretty much on a weekly basis. The full supporters coach, as well as a few that have made the short trip across the M62. So just looking at Marine's bench once again, it's a fairly defensive-minded bench. You've got a left back in Sean Smith, a hard tackling midfielder James Barragan, Lucas Weir, probably the most attacking player on the bench, and even himself is a central midfielder. Anthony Miley, we don't expect to feature today. He was on the bench on Tuesday night, but he's still completing his comeback from that very long injury that's had him out of action since August 2021. And Germano Mendes, of course, the backup goalkeeper. You very rarely see him make a substitute appearance unless Marine are down to the bare bones. Adam, just read your comment there. As far as we know, Sean Smith is not injured or anything like that, so it's purely tactical from Neil Young. We were talking to a couple of supporters before the game who raised the issue that Sean Smith has played a lot of football this season, with being the only real recognised left back at the club. Joe Bunny, very versatile player, brought in as a centre forward, has done shifts at centre back for Ashton United. Of course, can play anywhere across the front line, anywhere on the pitch really. So Neil Young choosing to put Bunny in at left back. Maybe just making the point to Sean Smith. To be fair, Tom, I think you'll agree with me, Sean Smith and Josh Solomon-Davis, neither of them really had the best game last Saturday.
No, and I think it's also a point just saying that, you know, your position's never always a certainty. Obviously, Sean Smith, the only recognised left back at the club, but not featuring again this afternoon.
It's a big call to leave Sean Smith out, one of the better performers for Marine this season, but his performance levels have dipped in recent weeks, so a little spell on the bench might do him some good. Atherton ready to kick us off, shooting from left to right in this first half, or downhill, I could also say. Just judging by the way that Marine are lining up, does appear to be the expected 4-3-3 formation. And the referee's whistle gets us underway. A long ball forward to start us off from Fitzmartin, and Joe Bunny called into action straight away as he tries to shield that one out for a goal kick. Just about gets away with it. In these early seconds, it would appear that Jordan Lussey will sit in the middle of the midfield three. Charlie Doyle to the right, Mark Howarth to the left. Makes sense on the balance of the midfield. Mark Howarth the only left-footed option in there.
Yeah, I think Mark Howarth just had just a little bit of height in that midfield as well. Especially Lussey and Charlie Doyle, not the biggest figures in there. Interesting to see how we get some.
Goal kick from Passon, headed away by Adam Rooney. Good commanding header from him. It's headed forward by a Marine man. It's Johnny Spittle, headed forward there from De Vries Hansen, dealt with at the back from Solomon Davis. Hall goes down, away from Howarth. Here's Hodkinson with his first touches of the ball. Recent signing from Bootle, still awaiting his first Marine goal. Long ball up to Britton, does well to head it down to Solomon Davis. Doyle back to Lussey now in a deep position where he likes to pull the strings. The ball down the line controlled by Hodkinson. Wants to work it back onto his left foot. Cross into the box, looking for Solomon, but it's headed away by De Vries Hansen. Back in from Doyle, and once more the centre-back heads away. And for a third time, Doyle looking to keep it alive for Marine. Britton tries to help it on for Solomon. Evades him and cleared away by Adam Rooney. And the ball lands just in front of us. I thought Tom was about to head it back onto the pitch there.
Yeah, I was getting on my toes for that one.
Joe Bunny with the throw-in down the line looking for Britton. Two Atherton players miss it, and Britton does well to control. Tries to return the ball to Bunny, but it's cleared away. Is Will Johnson, the 18-year-old, making his first appearance for Marine today. With the ball back to Bailey Passon. Sliced clearance, but headed away by Amado. Yeah, Will Johnson, 18-year-old central defender, joined from Fleetwood Town. The signing was announced yesterday, on loan till the end of the season. He's a player that's thought of highly at Fleetwood. He's just been offered professional terms for the first time before being sent to the Marine Travel Arena. Long ball forward from Passon is headed away by De Vries Hansen once again. Joe Bunny too enthusiastic with his challenge in the middle of the pitch. Free kick on the halfway line for Atherton Collieries.
Yeah, it must be difficult for Joe Bunny. It's such a different position going from holding number 9 to left back. He's just learning his trade there.
Interesting loan spell for Joe Bunny, of course. Manager Neil Young was very quick to express that Bunny has been brought into play as a number 9, and that's where he will play, and then ends up at left back due to the difficult run of form that Sean Smith has experienced. But by all accounts, he's happy to do his bit for the team wherever he's put on the pitch, so put in a good performance on Tuesday night against Atherton. Joel Amado makes his way up the pitch to presumably launching a long throw-in from the left-hand side for Atherton Collieries. It makes its way into the box. It's headed away by Spittle. Might just fall on the edge of the box for Pettiford. Blocked and then eventually cleared away by Charlie Doyle. Solomon, can he control back to Bunny? I think the final touch came off a Marine man and out for a Collieries throw-in in a right-back position. Adam Rooney makes his way forward to take. It's about 15 yards from the 15 or 20 yards from the corner flag. Danny Lafferty makes his way up from the back, as does DeFreitas Hansen. Launched into the box, headed away by Mark Howarth. Hodkinson will give chase, but Lenihan looks to scoop it back in towards the back post. Solomon Davis away and further away from Charlie Doyle. Britton can give chase and closes down Amado. But comes off for number 9 and out for a throw in for Collieries.
It's early on in the game, but you can see what the Coles game plan is. Put some pressure under the keeper with those deliveries from out wide.
Amado with another long throw down the line, headed away by Spittle. Challenge in there from Johnson, clears up towards Lafferty, who can take it down and control and look for the ball out to Marcus Kasani. His first real action of the game. He gets the ball into the middle, but it's over the crossbar from a dangerous position out on the right wing.
Already though, in the first 7 minutes, Marine looking a lot more aggressive and confident in their play. What we saw last weekend.
Looks like a slight change of shape as to what we've seen from Atherton Collieries in the past. The last couple of years when Marine have met this side, they've played with 3 at the back, and Gareth Peat, who's on the bench today, has performed really well at left wing back, but returned to a flat back for the home side today. Joel Amado, who has played it on the left side of a back 3 before, at left back today. Throw down the line from Bunny's, headed out. Mark Howarth tries to keep it alive. DeFreitas Hansen heads away once again, as he does so often. Bunny looks to clear it forward up towards Britton. Mark Howarth can take it down and spray a ball out wide towards Hodkinson. He's got his back to goal, looks to turn in the centre of the pitch. Skips past one. He's got Bunny to his left, but here's Howarth. Howarth looks to dink a ball over the top for Bunny. It's a good ball. Not the best touch from Bunny. Ball is put into touch by Rooney, and it's out for a Marine throw-in.
Yeah, here's where Howarth really shines in a Marine shirt. Just calm on the ball, picks his pass well. Looks to send Joe Buddy in behind. It is a chance at Jordan Lussey for his first throw-in of the match.
It's a weapon that Marine look to use whenever they can. Jordan Lussey, that monster throw-in that he does possess. And it is a deep one from Lussey. Might make its way through to Solomon. Britton, I think with the final effort, didn't get a clean connection on it. Skids wide. That has to go down as a big chance for Marine there.
Yeah, I just don't think he expected it to come his way, Louis Britton. The ball did, and he just miscued his effort, and he says a poor miss in the end.
So it's a goal kick to be taken by Mackenzie Chapman. Sends his team out towards the right wing. Just the one early goal to tell you about in the Northern Premier League so far. Liversedge continue their good form by going a goal up away at FC United of Manchester. Big goal for them in their fight against relegation. Here's Fitzmartin looking to turn. Nicked off him by Howarth. Charlie Doyle with a big challenge in there, but DeFreitas Hansen steps in to take it off the toe of Britton. Now Lenihan looks to charge forward. Solomon Davis intercepts. I think the last touch came off of Charlie Doyle there. Amado will get the ball rolling again. On diagonal, looking to playing Kasani into the box, but not the right direction on the pass, and runs through to the goalkeeper, Bailey Passon. Rolls the ball out just for the Marine goalkeeper. And launches it forward up towards Louis Britton, but it's headed away once again by DeFreitas Hansen. Jordan Lussey takes a tumble in the centre of the pitch, but the final touch came off an Atherton man. It's out for a throw-in a few yards inside the Atherton half to be taken by Solomon Davis. He's got Britton and Charlie Doyle down the line. It's in towards Britton, flicked on, but Hodkinson unable to react. Cleared away by Lafferty. It's headed on by Thompson. Bunny is back to nick it off the toe of Kasani. Bailey Passant can clear. Charlie Doyle looks to head it on, but it's picked up in the middle once again by Pettifer. Out wide to Amado. Down the line, Fitzmartin. Came off of Fitzmartin. Under challenge from Johnson.
I think it was Johnny Spittle who just got his foot in at the end, but it's a big challenge then because Solomon Davis and Hawkinson both let their mans run past them.
Atherton Collieries is currently 15th in the Northern Premier League. Been in a perfect up-down form that you can be in. 13th in the form table. Last 6 games, lost, win, lost, win, lost, win. That was a big result against Radcliffe on Tuesday night. Not many teams go to Radcliffe and pick up a result, but to win 2-0 there, it's fantastic for Atherton Collieries. So the ball goes out for a throw-in for Marine over on the far side. Solomon Davis launches down the line looking for Britton. Linesman flagging against Britton. Didn't seem to be too much in that.
Those 6 and 2 frees, both players pulling, trying to win the ball. I think Britton won it in the end and ended up getting penalised for it. But he started well in this game, Louis Britton. A lot more physical presence at the front end, and that's what I'll have to do more of today, as he's up there on his own.
There didn't seem to be too much in that from Britton, but a free kick in a left-back position goes the way of Collieries. It will be taken by the goalkeeper, Chapman. Launches it forward. Johnson goes up for the header, wins it. Doyle looks to help it on from a Marine standpoint. Britton does well to win the ball off the toe of Lenihan. Switch from Doyle, lands on the foot of Rooney. Rooney looks to play Kasani down the right wing. Bunny, for company, does well to get a challenge in and cleared away by Lussey. Here's Solomon looking to play a ball over the top for Britton. Slice clearance, but got the job done. Did the goalkeeper, Mackenzie Chapman.
There's a poor clearance by the goalkeeper. It's the first thing he's had to do in this game, so on that basis, I'd be trying to fire the ball in behind a few more times.
Seemed unnecessarily panicky there from the goalkeeper, Mackenzie Chapman. I don't think Britton was ever making it on the end of the ball forward, but now Lussey has a chance to launch one into the penalty area. Bunny's made his way forward. It's headed away. Here's Charlie Doyle inside the box. Turns well. But eventually cleared away.
Yeah.
And it's almost almost took me out there. I think that's the closest we've come all season to a commentary casualty, Tom.
Well, just felt like sitting in the danger zone here, Luke. That's the third time the ball's come our way.
Thought about heading it back, but then thought need to finish my commentary today. So ball's thrown short into Doyle. Lussey lays it off for Howarth, who can sweep a ball in towards the back post. Half met by the keeper, did enough in the end. Now Pettifer can charge forward. Looks to play the through ball down the left wing, searching for Fitzmartin. Gets past Solomon Davis, back onto his right foot, in towards the penalty area. Picked up well by Passant. Good chance of a counter-attack there for Collar as well.
Yeah, he was slicking behind, wasn't he? The left winger for the Coles, and Solomon Davis lunged in and missed his challenge and got away with it in the end with a poor cross.
Long ball forward from Passant is headed away by DeFreitas Hansen before Spittle puts the ball into touch. Throw in on the halfway line for Joel Amado. Launches down the line, headed away by Spittle. Doyle looks to help it on its way. Howarth further forward. But no one chasing down for Marine. If you're just joining us, just under 14 minutes played. We're still goalless here at the Schooner Stadium. No major chances to report on. Throw down the line from Amado, headed away by Johnny Spittle. Doyle helps it on. Rooney beats Solomon to the ball. Clearance by Spittle once again. Headed on by Britton. Solomon nicked off his toe by DeFreitas Hansen, but illegally in the eyes of the referee. Free kick from about 35 yards for Marine. Solomon stays down. Hopefully nothing too serious. Showed good feet there to skip away from DeFreitas Hansen.
Yeah, it's the first time in this game I saw Solomon's come inside and got hold of the ball. Like you say, his feet just too quick for the Coles defender. Marine free kick in a good area.
It is a long way out. I think Solomon has shown early interest in this one. Joe Bunny in attendance as well. You'd maybe say from that position it would suit a right footer.
We're yet to see an effort on the goal in this game. Why not have a crack? Test the keeper.
The left-footed option of Bunny, as well as the usual attendee in Sol Solomon, is a fair crack out, but I think Solomon fancies this stomp. Bunny leaves Solomon to take. Good few yards over the bar in the end. Never testing Mackenzie Chapman.
Yeah, he's always rising that. He had the power on it, Solomon. But with a player of his calibre, always give it a go from that distance.
Quarter of an hour played, still goalless. Another goal to tell you about in the Northern Premier League. Stafford Rangers have gone 1-0 up at home to Warrington Rylands. Puts a serious dent in their waning efforts at making the playoffs. Stafford Rangers climb up to 10th with that goal. Throw down the left-hand side, headed on by Britton, but eventually cleared away. For Spittle, produces a half clearance of his own, falls at the feet of Bunny. Luckily for Marine, tries the ball over the top for Britton, headed away by Lafferty. Here's Rooney, skips away from Solomon before Rooney's ball is cleared away by Bunny. Howarth watches it bounce, flicks it onto Solomon. Hodkinson has it nicked off his toe. Not been too involved in his opening 15 minutes, Ben Hodkinson. Ball forward from the Atherton backline, away from Spittle. Here's Charlie Doyle now. Safety first, all the way back to the goalkeeper, Bailey Passon. Slices his clearance. I think it took a bit of a bobble just before he went to clear it. Puts Marine in a bit of danger from this throw in down the left-hand side. I think they will leave it for the left-back, Joel Amado.
A bit of unnecessary danger as well, as you say. Amado's gone over and throw that long throw in.
So a chance to send the big men up from the back. Lafferty and DeFreitas Hansen both occupy the penalty area. The ball does go into the 18-yard box from Amado, headed away by Solomon Davis and helped on by Howarth. The left back picks it up again though, Amado. Sends one into the box once again. I think it's DeFreitas Hansen that's got connection with the ball. The linesman's flag is up, however. Will be a free kick to Marine, but a couple of men down in the box for Atherton. Clash of heads potentially there.
Yeah, definitely. I think both just going for the same ball. Ended up on the wrong side of it.
So a reminder of the fixtures in the Northern Premier League today, other than this one at the Schooner Stadium. So as we mentioned earlier, FC United of Manchester take on Liversedge. They are currently a goal down. Guiseley versus Gainsborough Trinity is goalless, as is Lancaster City versus Morpeth Town. Marske United versus South Shields. Matlock Town versus Ashton United. Nantwich Town versus Hyde United. Stalybridge Celtic versus Belper Town. Warrington Town versus Bamber Bridge. and Whitby Town versus Radcliffe. The only other goal in the Northern Premier League has gone for Stafford Rangers at home to Warrington Rylands. Jack Baxter with the goal at Marston Road. Doesn't look too good, this, from a Atherton Collieries perspective. I believe it's Luca de Freitas Hansen that stayed down in the penalty area. He's a big player for them, in the heart of the defence. He has sat up, which could be a good sign for them. But there is a little bit of concern. The referee and a couple of physios in attendance treating to de Freitas Hansen. So just under 20 minutes played, Tom. What do you make of the early stages?
Yeah, I think Marine have started probably just edged the forward play out the two sides. I think it's just about not too many goal actions on goal. Let's see Mackenzie Chapman really make a save in this game. But I think the start's been a lot more gritty and committed than what we saw last weekend, and I think that'll be a positive for Neil Young.
De Freitas Hansen is back to his feet and slowly makes his way off the pitch. But for the time being, it looks like Atherton will be a man down. Bailey Passant will get us back underway with this free kick just inside the box. Sends it out wide looking for Britton. Britton does win the head on. It's away from Lenihan. Thompson tries to flick it on for Collieries, but Spittle able to take it down and spread the ball looking for Solomon, but it's headed away by Rooney. Howarth picks it up for Marine. Here's Bunny. Dinks the ball down the line, but no one had made the run. Lafferty able to take it down and clear long. Johnny Spittle thought about leaving it for Bailey Passant, but there wasn't enough pace on the ball, so he has to clear it away. There's a Mardo in a left-back position. Looking down the line for Fitzmartin, but it's cleared away by Solomon Davis. Doyle looks to flick it forward for Marine. Hodkinson. It's Charlie Doyle once again, charging forward. 25 yards from goal now. Hodkinson to his right. Gives it to Hodkinson. Back onto his left foot. Dinks it in towards the back post. Charlie Doyle. First effort on goal. It's a tame effort. Straight at the goalkeeper from the head of Charlie Doyle. But it's a big chance there, Tom.
Yeah, the cross was lacking the pace on it, wasn't it? Doyle did everything he could. Leapt and directed the header on target. Safe catch at the end for Chapman.
So we're about a quarter of the way through the match and we've recorded our first attempt on goal. A lot quicker than the 95th minute that it took against Liversedge last week. Up at the other end, and Fitzmartin has a attempt of his own, but sails wide. Pretty comfortable there for Bailey Passant. Atherton Collieries without Ethan Kershaw today, who has left the club, much to the disappointment of a lot of the fans, but we're sad to see a young midfielder go. It's Britton for Marine. Tries to play in Solomon Davis, but the ball wasn't really on, but he gets it back, does Britton. Dances past one, 20 yards from goal, onto his left foot, tries his effort. Falls for Rooney. Into the path of Hodkinson, who has an attempt on goal. Has to be doing better in that sort of situation.
Excellent again, wasn't it, by Louis Britton? Just weaves his way through a couple of challenges. A great last-ditch challenge. One of the Coles defenders, but Hodkinson's got to be doing better from close range.
That'll go down as a big chance for Ben Hodkinson. Louis Britton did brilliantly to firstly win the ball back and then skip past a couple of men just as he was about to pull the trigger. De Freitas Hansen put in a big challenge. Rooney couldn't quite clear. It fell for Hodkinson in the end. It was a tame effort on goal. Up at the other end, Atherton have a throw in from the right hand side into the box, but it's cleared away by Bunny. Further away from Solomon. Can Britton take it down? He can, into the path of Hodkinson. Tries to return it to Britton, who's charging into the penalty area. Defreetus Hansen for company. Tries to get down the right wing. Last touch came off for centre-back, and it's out for a Marine corner.
Yeah, just starting to grow into this game. Marine halfway through the first half, and they're certainly looking strong at the two sides. Just need to get that early goal.
Now what can Marine make from these set-piece situations? They are a tall team today with Joe Bunyan at left-back and the usual threats of Spittle, Britton, Mark Howarth in there as well. Everyone is in and around the box other than Solomon, the corner taker, and Lussey and Solomon Davis, who have stayed back. Hodkinson on the edge of the box. The ball is sent in from Solomon. Easy pickings for the goalkeeper, Mackenzie Chapman, who tries to get the game flowing again quickly. It's a monster throw-in up to the halfway line, headed away by Will Johnson, who was back in position quickly. Rooney tries for diagonal over towards Fitzmartin. Here's Amado. Manages to get past a couple of Marine men. Spittle in the end stops him in his tracks. Final touch off of Amado and out for a Marine throw-in.
Yeah, the corner look like something they've worked in training with a few players making different variation of runs. The delivery by Solomon, it's not often you say was a poor one.
Solomon Davis to get us back underway with this throw-in in a right-back position. 25 minutes played here at the Schooner Stadium. Still, we are goalless. Mark Howarth looks to sweep a ball forward with his right foot for Ben Hodkinson. It's put it to touch by Danny Lafferty. Solomon Davis once again to get us back underway. He's got a couple of options ahead of him. Charlie Doyle, Ben Hodkinson comes short. He's got Howarth in a bit of space to his left, but launches it down the line looking for Britton, but it's headed away by Amado. Solomon Davis to Howarth, who volleys the ball forward, falls eventually for Doyle, looks to get down the right wing, cuts back, final touch came off of Doyle, despite the midfielder's protest. Last time these two sides met at the Schooner Stadium, ended goalless in the FA Cup last season. Replay went on to be won by the Mariners at the Marine Travel Arena. So the ball is swept forward over towards Kasani in the centre of the pitch, tries to work it back onto his right foot, turns, shoots with his left, closed down. Fitzmartin can't quite judge the bounce, and Solomon Davis puts the ball out for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's a great challenge in there. Spittle, who started this game really well. He's done everything he's done right. Have a good challenge in there.
Mardo with a direct throw-in into Kasani, but it's cleared away by Marine. Britton unable to take it down, just a couple of yards over his head. All the way back now to Chapman. Looks to restart the Atherton attack by sweeping it out to Amado. Solomon Davis misses the ball, but wins a free kick. Well, Fitzmartin was in attendance, but didn't seem too much in it there, but just looked like a swing and a miss from Solomon Davis, to be honest, Tom.
Yeah, didn't see too much in that at all, but got away with it, the full back. Not the first time he's been on the wrong side of the ball in this first half.
And news of a few more goals in the Northern Premier League. Loveless Edge have doubled their advantage at FC United. Matlock Town have gone a goal up against Ashton United, and Stafford Rangers are 2-0 up at home to Warrington Rylands. It's Kasani on the right hand side for Atherton. Looks to play in. Hall returns it to Kasani. Good save in the end by Passon. The final effort on goal came from a number 11, Marcus Kasani.
Yeah, I think it took a couple of deflections on its way as well. They say good stop by Passon.
First Atherton corner of the afternoon. Will be an outswinger from the right foot of Jay Fitzmartin in towards the back post, where Defrita Sanson and Johnny Spittle were both tussling for the ball, but the referee says the ball went straight out of play, so it will be a goal kick. Not the best corner on that occasion from Fitzmartin.
I think the first goal in a game like this is always crucial for Marine. It'll just see them have something to hold on to for the rest of the game. Atherton, if you see them get the first goal, it's going to be an uphill battle, quite literally.
That is key for Marine, I think. There is a bit of a slope on the pitch, and in the second half they will be attacking the end at the bottom of the slope, which will help to conserve their energy a little bit. So ball's played over the top, down the right wing for Thompson. Johnson does well to shield him out and win a goal kick. What do you make of Will Johnson's opening half an hour in a Marine shirt, Tom?
Yeah, I think he's looked very steady. Johnson, he's only 18 years of age, and he's been straight into the Marine start 11, but I think he's looked calm and obviously a decent player.
Long goal kick forward from Passant. Britton goes up for it, but Lafferty wins it and plays it down the right-hand side. Johnson, under pressure from Thompson, manages to clear his lines out for a throw-in. Chance for Rooney to make his way forward once again. Amado and Defrita Sanson want to make their way forward, but Amado just thinks better of it. Defrita Sanson continues his journey forward. Will be Adam Rooney to launch one into the box. Dealt with in the end by Doyle. Might just fall for Lenihan, 25 yards from goal. Looked to bend one into the bottom left corner, but Bailey Passant was equal to it. Not a lot of power behind the effort. Solomon looking to really stretch the pitch on this near side. And that's exactly where the ball comes. Louis Britton's there as well, looking to hold off a challenge from Rooney. Rooney wins the header. Haller in the end lays it off for Rooney, who can play it forward. Gave Thompson something to run on to. Looks like the final touch came off of a Marine man out for a throw-in. I think it was actually a Marine throw-in down the line by Bunny. Falls for Howarth. Not the best clearance. And here's Fitzmartin. Lays it off for Lenihan. Heavy touch allows Solomon the chance to nick in there. Wins the ball. Looks to play in Britton down the left-hand side. Beaten to it by Lafferty, who clears. Solomon looks to flick on. Howarth with a challenge in there. Referee waves play on. Lenihan looks to play it forward quickly for Atherton, but it just runs through for Bailey Passant.
Yeah, earlier in the moves, as Solomon gave the ball away cheaply. He needs to be a bit more confident on the ball and drive forward. We've seen little of that in this first half.
No Andy Scarisbrick for Marine today. He did go off injured on Tuesday night. Took a knock to his knee. Did walk off rather than being helped off, so hopefully not too bad. This game's deemed too early for him, though. It's a big miss for Marine. It's Charlie Doyle looks to head in. Solomon down the left-hand side. Rooney beats him to it. Half clears. Here's Britton. Howarth now looking to sweep it back over the top for Solomon. A little bit too much run on the ball. Solomon unable to keep it in.
Yeah, just keep it on the floor there, Mark Howarth. Trying to do a little dink in behind. Just keep the ball on the deck. Get a crossing opportunity for Britton, who's won a fair few headers in this game so far.
I think for all the play getting it up to Britton from the back quickly, he's not really had anything to get onto in the penalty area, has he, Tom? Not enough crosses coming into the box.
No, he's doing his bit away from the penalty area, as you say, with the flick-ons and the shielding of the ball.
There he is again, Britton laying it off back for Charlie Doyle. Miskicked it a little bit, but it falls for Solomon Davis. Hodkinson now. Returns the ball to the right back, Solomon Davis. Gets to the byline. Good defending in there. Sees him out of play.
There was some good defending in there, but Solomon Davis, it's the first time he's crossed the halfway line at his first half. Most of the chances you see Marine create, especially at home, is when the fullbacks get in behind and cross an opportunity.
Especially Solomon Davis over on that right-hand side. He's such a powerful runner when he gets going. Really useful attacking outlet for Marine. Look to play in Kasani quickly, do Atherton Collieries. Good challenge from Johnson, who came across to put the ball out of play.
Yeah, impressive again by Johnson. Shown a decent amount of pace there, getting back, and he's clearly a no-nonsense player. Clear his lines and get back into shape.
A third goal for Liversedge at FC United of Manchester, and what is turned into a bit of a rout for the home side. Lancaster City also a goal up at home to Morpeth Town. As Rooney launches one into the penalty area. It's met by an Atherton man. It's picked up again inside the penalty area. Laid off for Lenihan. There's a block in there, I think from Charlie Doyle. And the shot hasn't quite spun out of play. Solomon Davis has to clear. Pettiford nods it down. Over on the left-hand side now are Atherton. Central again with Pettiford. Tries to clear, but Ben Hodkinson closes him down well. It's Solomon, Sol Solomon. Back to Mark Howarth. Solomon once again looking to spread out wide to Hodkinson over on the left-hand side. Gets the ball in towards the centre. Got underneath it. And the first major cross was coming to the box. A good chance there with Britton in the centre.
Yeah, he did the hard work. Hodkinson and Solomon, some good link-up in there. As you say, showing you that bit of quality to get a ball into Louis Britton. Overhit and out for a goal kick. That's just the missing key for Marine.
About 10 minutes to go until the halfway point. Major chances of the game coming for Charlie Doyle with his headed effort from close range, making it into the hands of Mackenzie Chapman. Ben Hodkinson also with a big chance after some brilliant footwork from Louis Britton. The ball just fell for the new man from Bootle, but he was unable to direct it towards the corners. As Atherton looked to attack down the left-hand side up at the other end, but passing off his line quickly to smother that and put an end to the threat there. Passant rolls the ball out and plays a long ball up towards Britton once again, but a little bit too far away from him. He's unable to challenge. Bunny heads it forward into Britton again. Before it's cleared away. Bunny with his head on the ball once again. Lussey didn't quite connect with that one with his instep as he would have wanted it. Very straight with the ball out wide for Solomon. Rooney launches down the line once again. Will Johnson, deals with that, and here's Solomon. Down the line for Britton, controls well with the chest. Charlie Doyle looks to play it in behind for Ben Hodkinson. Holds it up, tries to return it to Solomon. Cut out by Freitas Hansen, cleared away. Here's Joe Bunny though, takes it down. Out wide to Howarth. Lack of direction with the pass there from Bunny, out for a throw-in.
It's the best game I've seen Louis Britton in a Marine shirt so far. Hold-up play again. And got the ball drilled into his chest. Brilliant touch and laid it off. Serves a goal.
2 goals for Marine since joining a couple of weeks ago. Louis Britton scored on his debut against Morpeth Town, as well as a goal on Tuesday night against Everton. Howarth heads away. Doyle looks to help it on. Bunny cuts out the clearance from the Atherton man before sending a ball forward again. Headed away by Lafferty. But here's Bunny. Another long ball down the line from Joe Bunny. Headed away again by Lafferty. Lussey picks up the loose ball in the centre of pitch. Spreads it wide for Hodkinson. Solomon Davis is over there as well. Hodkinson just looking for options ahead of him. Here's Solomon, who's come across. Falls again for Solomon. Tried his luck from a long way out. He's blocked, but here's Doyle. Out wide to Solomon Davis. Not the best ball in. And Johnny Spittle's made a completely mess of the clearance. Chance to counter-attack for Atherton. Here's Kasani on the halfway line. He's got option to his right. Here's Pettifer. Oh, good challenge in there from Bunny to slow Pettifer down. But he will pick it up again. Can't buy the corner flag. To win a set piece, but Marine win the ball back. Here's Howarth. Back to Bunny. Got a little bit of time to play a long ball forward up towards Britton. Headed away by Tafrita Sanson. Oh, wide for Rooney. Unable to control. It's out for a Marine throw.
Yeah, I feel like Marine have really took control of this game the last 15, 20 minutes or so. They just did that goal to show for their good play.
Bunny looking down the line for Britain, but hadn't made the run. Has to head it forward again, but it's headed away by the Atherton man. Game of head tennis between the two sides. In the Atherton half. Eventually ends in a Marine throw-in. Joe Bunny gets another chance. Plays it short this time to Lussey. Ball down the line for Solomon, cleared away by Adam Rooney. Fitzmartin will give chase, but it's Solomon Davis' ball to shepherd out, which he does. 5 minutes to go until the half-time whistle. Still we are goalless here at the Schooner Stadium. Solomon Davis launches down the line, headed away by an Atherton man. Johnny Spittle looks to clear, but has to do a little bit of defending in there as Thompson made life difficult for him.
Oh,
Clearance
lovely.
up to Britton, who heads it brilliantly into the path of Hodkinson. Here's Solomon. Can he return it to Britton? He can turn onto his left foot. Good footwork from Solomon to keep possession. Spreads it wide for Doyle. Good challenge in there from DeFreitas Hansen. Late from Charlie Doyle. And I'd be surprised if he comes away with this without a yellow card to his name.
Yeah, he didn't. It's a challenge he didn't need to make. He was always going to get the clearance away to DeFreitas Hansen. I think he would be lucky to escape a booking here, Charlie Doyle.
It looks like he might be escaping a booking though. Just a talking to from the referee.
Yes.
Chris Porter. Yep. Potentially lucky there, the Marine captain Charlie Doyle. Skipper in the side in the absence of Josh Wardle. This is a third game of a 4-game suspension after his second red card of the season. The Marine captain. Chapman will get us back underway with this free kick. Plays it long, looking for the number 9, Thompson, headed away by Spittle, and Howarth can head it wide for Hodkinson. Clears long. Ball's returned by Lafferty, and it might just be able to play Fitzmartin in here, but the linesman's flag is up. His effort on goal trickles wide in the end anyway.
Yeah, fortunate again. I mean, looking at the offside flag came up in time for Marine. There'd be questions asked if he wasn't.
Just a reminder that at the end of the half, this stream will close down and a new stream will be created for the second half a couple of minutes before the second half gets underway. So don't be alarmed if you can't find this original stream. We will put the new link out a couple of minutes before we kick off for the second half. So the ball's out wide now with Marcus Kasani. Joe Bunny looks to hold him up, but he cuts back onto his left foot, lays it off for Fitzmartin. Good challenge in there from Johnson. Can he hold off the challenge? He does well and actually wins a free kick. Will Johnson. Good defending in there from the youngster.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Will Johnson, everything he's done brilliantly. Yeah, for a young lad to come straight into a team, a competitive game. think he's been excellent.
You can see why he's thought of so highly at Fleetwood. 18 years old, very mature performance on his debut. 45 minutes of football that he can be proud of in a Marine shirt. Long ball forward from Passon, headed on by Doyle. Here's Britton inside penalty area on his left foot, tries his luck, and there's the goal that his performance deserves. It's Louis Britton. Long ball forward by Passon, he's headed on by Doyle. Britton still had a lot of work to do, worked it onto his left foot and found the bottom corner excellently. It's Atherton Collieries 1, Atherton Collieries 0, Marine 1.
As I said, Lucas, the goal he does deserve. Louis Britton's been excellent. All came from the flick on from Charlie Doyle, won it really well, as he always does. And Britton took his time, brilliant finish.
Third goal for Louis Britton in a Marine shirt. That's been a very profitable start to life at Marine. Giving him the goal that he deserves for this half of football. He's been absolutely everywhere along that front line. He's won his fair share of headers. Kasani looks to counter at the other end. Good challenge once again from the young man Johnson. Perfect time to grab that goal for Louis Britton there as well, on the cusp of half time. There will be a throw in down by the corner flag for the home side. Taken short by Rooney this time. Here's Fitzmartin into the box. To free, it's Hansen, met it, and it's a big chance in there. The offside flag is up, but I think it's Kasani who'd made his way back into the penalty area. It wasn't to know. He was offside. There will be a free kick for Marine inside the penalty area. The referee's just having an extended word with Johnny Spittle. We're not sure how long's been added on at the end of this first half, but we are into injury time now.
You think there might just be a couple of minutes for that head injury early on, but Marine just need to compose themselves and get into the half-time break, one ahead.
Long ball forward from Passon. And there is the referee's half-time whistle. Louis Britton's third goal for Marine on the cusp of half-time is the difference between the two sides as we go into the half-time break. It's Atherton Collieries 0, Marine 1. Join us in 15 minutes on a new stream for the second half.